Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender, game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit that like button so that algorithms in YouTube will keep this up for other people to find when they come looking for Unconditional Surrender videos. We are continuing the Thousand Year Reich series here. We are getting ready to go into September of 1944. So we're getting near to the end of the game. And we'll just go ahead and get started, and you'll see what happens. All right. Nobody declares war. Oops, not turn track. The national tracks. What's wrong with me? There we go. So the British are up to 32. The Americans give the Irish a point just because they can, even though they can't use it. The Italians are up to 12. Spain's up to 4. Russia is up to 50. The Vichy get 2. Turks and the Germans are up to 36, right? 15 minus 4 is 11, plus 7 is 18, is 36. So that's where they're at. And I think we are now going into... All right, so the Russians are at plus 4 because the Germans have 10 conquered countries. The Russians do not have, the Germans don't have anything in Norway, so they go ahead and play their subs against the Soviets. Did I? And I did not have partisans for the Soviets to play. So he rolled a 5. I rolled a 4 plus 4 is a 4 when it's halved. So he gets back a factory, and then his subs come back in 1 turn. And now we're into the west. I have a whole bunch of bombed markers here somewhere. After I get done doing my bombing run, we just stack them up in this mountain so that he can place units on cities when he's building them, so that we don't have to unstack the bombed markers when we get there. That's why you see a stack of them sitting there. But I have, what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. So it should be plus 7. And he's plus 3 because he has Suez and the Spanish port on Sea Zone 7. And then he rolled a 3 plus 3 is a 6. Now I did have ultra markers, but I wanted to save them in my free forces because I was thinking last fair weather turn I might need these because I don't have a surprise attack marker to give me some plus 1s. So that's why I didn't use them. He rolled a 3 plus 3, and then I rolled a 6 plus 7, so 13 to 6. Put the factory back. Lost. And then we go into strategic movement for the Axis. I'm not sure exactly what he does here. Oh, he moves the German 10th Infantry from over in the west. He's trying to figure out where to put it. And then he does that. And then I strategically moved... What did I move here? Oh, I think I brought home the home garrison back to London to be in a port. If I ever get a breakout, I might need to take a garrison or 2 and drop them into France to help me, screen against people like the Vichy and the Spanish here. Soviets. I took the guy that I had put here and moved him to Kiev. And then we go into Axis operations. So it's still fair weather over here. So he decides that he needs to start defending. Brings the Vichy into Paris. No, he brought the Vichy all the way down and garrisoning the south. He's trying to encourage me to go south here because that's farther from Germany. And he's got Spanish and Vichy units that he can use down there. German infantry in Calais moves out to the... Is it the Seine? I think that's the Seine. And he knows I don't have an invasion markers, so he doesn't have to garrison these ports up in Antwerp, Rotterdam, and Amsterdam this turn. So he can build a semi-coherent line. Takes the Spanish that were down here, moves them up to there, and then the garrison moves up to there. Again, he's moving in the wrong order, but I've kind of given up on that. Then he has the Romanians move up and capture an airplane. The airplane goes, okay, I'll fly forward. Then he goes, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6, 7, 8 to assault the city. So he has a legal assault there. Next he has this infantry unit. He's going to try and fight his way out to there. I think we go to combat commitment here. Yes. No? Maybe so? Yeah. We go to combat commitment. I go ahead and commit. He does not. He has a tanks marker, but he didn't commit it there. I went and had committed my airplane that's way back in the back here. So that's +2 to +2. He rolled an 8. I rolled a 7. So he attacked again. I threw a tanks marker this time. He rolled a 3 and I rolled a 4, so I couldn't get an AS. My one chance, I would throw the airplane for the last time. He rolled an 8 and I rolled a 3 total, so I flipped and retreated. And I think he attacks me again, trying to get an isolation on the 7th Guards. He rolled a 3 and I rolled a 4. -2 is a 2, so I held the hex. That armored unit attacks this shock army because he can't retreat. He's not isolated, but he can't retreat. So he's +3 and I'm +2. And he rolled a 7 and I rolled a 3, so of course I failed. If you have noticed something here, I'm rolling fairly low for a lot of my die rolls. And then he rolled a 4 and I rolled a 4, so I held. Then he rolled a 9 and I rolled a 1, so I'm eliminated. He said, no, I'm not going to take that. Then he moved the infantry up here and attacked me. He's +4, and he's +2 for German, +2 for isolation, -1 for the city, so he's +3 to my +3. Went ahead and threw the airplane right away because I figured he was going to throw his tanks, which he did. So he went up to +5 to my +5. He rolled a 9, I rolled a 7. Then he attacked again at +3 to +3. He rolled a 9, I rolled an 8, so my dice rolls started to even out with him. And then he had the Italians. I think he thought about it and decided against attacking with the Italians. What did he do next? Doing combat commitment? Yeah, we're doing combat commitment. So the Italians will be +3 to my +3. He rolled a 7, I rolled a 9, so I'm getting some decent die rolls now. Then he rolled a 3 + 1 is a 4. I rolled a 9, so I got a stop on him, but he was already done anyway. And then he attacked with the Romanians and the Yugoslavs, I believe. So that's 2, 3 -1 is +2. Should be plus. Or did he just attack with the Romanians? And he moved this German infantry that was in the back up to this spot and attacks there. And 4 + 2 to a 1, so he got me DD'd. He's like, nope, I'm going to go here and attack again. He rolled a 2 + 2 is a 4 to my net 1, so I retreated. And then this infantry went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so he's on the other side of the river. Then he had the Italians go 1, 2, 3, can do an assault. Which I think he just called off. No, it was... How was he doing? Oh no, he did an... Oh, he did a... This was 1, 2, 3. It could be 4, 5, 6, 7. He could attack me twice to try and get me to retreat at zeros. So he's 5. Is his die roll. I roll a 3 plus 1 is a 4, so I hold. And in this German infantry, he moved his airplane from one of his airplanes that was in France. He moved up to get himself an extra +1 on strategic warfare next turn. And now we're into... I don't know what we're doing. Oh, he's trying to see where my armored units were. So he moves his armored unit there to be sort of his backstop. He gets the Germans say, no, we're not going to let you move into Baghdad. We're going to make you fight for Baghdad. And I think he attacked me at +2 to my +3. He rolled a 5. I rolled a 9. So that ended that. And then he has the Turk go running back to Turkey. As this Turk move up to make sure that line holds. And he let that go to low supply. This guy went to no supply. He did that on purpose. If I don't take that no supply out, which would be very hard for me to do, he can remove him so he can build him back in Germany, because he's like, Turkey's not important anymore. And then both of these Italians go to low supply. That's one of the things I needed to check. Italy is starting off right now at 7 will points. So I have a chance to chip them down a few more will points. Probably won't be able to conquer Italy, but I do have the chance to, make him sweat a little bit. So now we're into the Western Action subphase. So I decided to start with the 1st Canadian. It goes 1, 2, and then 3 for the river, 4, 5 for the city, 6 for the guy in Le Havre. So I start off at +3, 1 for British, 2 for armor, -2, 1 for the river, 1 for the city, and he's a 0 because he's Spanish. And then I go ahead and throw a British airplane in to get me up to +3, and I rolled a 6, he rolled a 4, which flipped him. And so I attacked again using another airplane, and I got a 5 plus 3 is an 8. He's at -2, so no matter what happens, he's going to be eliminated. So we get that. Spanish will should go down 1. Yep. And I chose not to take the hex with them because they have no movement points left. And that's a really good defensive hex that I'm sitting in for right now. And I figured I need to get, other armies to try and cross the Seine to try and push on towards Paris and Calais. So that's why I did that. Now the 3rd army, 2, 3, 4, and attacks this Spanish here. So Patton's heading south. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm a +2. He's a -2. So I rolled a 4. He rolled 4 minus 2 is a 2, so he retreated. Attacked him again. Now I'm +3 to -2. I rolled an 8. He rolled a 5. -2 is a 3, so it's eliminated. And I took the hex and said, I'm done. Then I had the 5th come across. 1. Or did I? No, first I moved this airplane up. Moved the 5th across, went 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So I have 6 movement points left. I'm attacking the Vichy. And I go ahead and use up the airplane so that I'm +5 to his 0. I only rolled a 7. He rolled a 5, so he held. Then I have to attack him at +3 to 0. I rolled an 8. He rolled a 2, so he's flipped and retreated. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can kill it. And I only rolled a 4. He doesn't matter. He did retreat. So I went ahead and took the hex. And then I attacked him again at +5 to... or +3 to -2, and I still could only retreat him. So that was disastrous. So I went 1, 2, 3, because the city's 2 and 1 for the river. And then 4, 5 to attack the German. And I don't think he had anything that could reach. So I went ahead and threw one of my airplane back in Birmingham on this, because that's about as far as it can reach. Again, I only rolled a 2, plus 5 is a 7. He rolled a 5, so he held. So I used up the airplane again, did it again, and rolled again a 2, plus a 5. He rolled a 4, plus 2 is a 6. So then I attacked. Did I attack again? Yes, I used the airplane in Southampton. I got a little better. I got an 8. He rolled a 5, so he's retreated. I was like, I'm not taking that hex either. So then I moved the British 8th Army, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and attacked towards Paris. Yeah, because he can't get an airplane in. I throw a British airplane in. Again, a 2 plus 5 is a 7. He rolls a 3, so he's like, I'll retreat. I go there, and then I'm like, what the heck? I'll go ahead and go after it. I'm only a plus 2. I think we both throw in airplanes here. Right, so I'm a minus 1, and he's a minus 1. It's a 2, so... oh, he threw in his jets, and he was a 4. So I took 2 sorties, but I still got into the combat. And he took 1. There we go. Jets go on the turn track for next turn, maybe. There we go. And then I rolled a 4 plus 4 is an 8. He rolled a 2 plus 4 is a 6, so he held. And I was done there. And then I put the first Americans out here. I don't have any airplanes, so I'm like plus 3 to plus 2. One thing you'll notice here, I never played my free forces or any of my ultras. I don't know where my brain went. It just like disappeared. But I just wasn't thinking. So plus 3 to plus 2, I rolled a 7. He rolled a 3, so he's retreated. Thought about it. I said, do I want to do this? No. I said, I want to go here, attack across this river. Rolled a 6 to his 5, and I was done. And I said, well, let's try Baghdad. Finally, I rolled a 6. Plus 2 is an 8. He rolled a 3. Plus 2 is a 5, so I forced him to retreat, which was the important part. I took Baghdad. It's his low supply source. It's a rail junction. It pretty much solidifies my hold of the Basra, Kuwait area. I don't know if I have enough time to go running over and try and retake anything in the Middle East. It's kind of a secondary front right now. So I'm at plus 3 to his plus 2. I rolled a 6. He rolled an 8. Rolled again. I rolled a 1 plus 3. He rolled a 6 plus 2. Stopped me. Then I moved this guy over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7, 8 attacked with the throwing in a tank. So I'm plus 1 to his plus 2. I rolled a 6 plus 1. Hey! Another 6. Not too many of those this time. But he rolled a 4 plus 2 is a 6. So he just said, no, I'm not moving. And then I decided I did not want the Italian Air Force to get any better than it already was. So I went and rolled and see if I could get a 6, which I couldn't, so I just ran him up. Then I think we do bombing here, and he says, no, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm playing games here. These guys go over there. Med Fleet brings a unit in there. This thing just sails into Liverpool just so that I have it close. And then I wanted to move this up so that I had a little better range with the bomber. I said, here's your interceptions if you want, because you're only a minus 2. You could possibly stop my bombers. So I went there, and he said, nope, I'm not intercepting. I said, really? Nothing? He says, nope, just put down your 5 markers. I went, okay. And then I'm doing supply. So I supplied those two guys in the Middle East. And then we're doing supply here. I'm doing the airplane from here. And you just see me kind of walking through this. I designate each one that I'm doing supply for and where it's coming from so that he knows when he can intercept and decides, okay, that one I'm going to intercept. So he comes after my Americans. I believe it's coming out of Brest, so I'm +2, -2 for sorties, so I'm a 0. He was a +1. He rolled a 5 to my 2, so we got 2 sorties on my fleet. What's this fleet? Yeah, got 2 sorties on my fleet. Then he went after the convoy. Rolled a 6, so I got 2 sorties on the convoy. And then I did him again. I said, do you intercept? He said, nope. And the Free French went out this way. He had his French, I think he has Italians that intercept here. Oh. Okay. And so we're done with the West, I think. So now we're in the Soviet actions phase. And I had to think about this. And I'm like, I don't have a whole lot to go on here, but went ahead and played my surprise attack marker there because I really wanted to try and break up this northern concentration. And I felt like I had enough numbers down here that I should be able to, push quite a bit here. So I wasn't too worried about the south. So first things we do is we have this armored unit attack into there, so he's +4. Because of the surprise attack marker to +2. I rolled a 2, +4 is a 6. He rolled a 1, +3, so he's retreated. I chose not to take the hex. I went there instead. And then I attacked there because he's isolated. So now I'm +5 to his +2. Rolled a 1, +6. He rolled a 4. Then I finally rolled a 6 and got rid of him. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I have one more attack. And I chose not to take the attack. I moved there instead. Then had this shock army move across the river and attack the Romanian. So I'm +1 to his 0. I rolled a 3. +1 is a 4. He rolled a 6. And just +2 is 5. And then I moved the Guards army across and attacked the Yugoslav at +1 to... Why am I +2? Why am I +2? I should have only been +1. I don't know why I have a +2 on there. Anyway, a 7 to a 1 would have been the same result. It still would have been a DD, so there's a 6 finally. I get a no enemy zone of control. Thought about it. I said I've got 7 movement points from here, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and change those, I get a factory from Kaunas, and I take Vilnius, and that's 2 supply sources, and I have 1 unit to build, so I can actually build something in Kaunas, which now is threatening to totally destroy his supply line situation. So I thought that was a pretty good move. Then I decided, well, let's go push in the south. I haven't been rolling real well in the north. I had 1 really good die roll, and that was it. So we're attacking here at +2 to -2 because he's flipped. So I attacked again. And I threw in an airplane. So now I'm +5 to -2. I rolled a 2. I rolled a 2 +2. 4. So he's retreated. I took that hex. And then I attacked. I think I attacked the Yugoslav. And he was retreated, but I chose not to take the hex with him. This guy attacks the low supply Italian. So I'm 0 to his -2. I rolled a 1. He rolled a 6 -2 is a 4, so he stopped me. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7. I said, wait a minute, maybe I don't want to do that. I'll attack across the river at 0 to -2 again. And I had an airplane in Odessa that I could use, so I got up to +2 to -2. I rolled a 1, +2 is a 3. I rolled 6, -2 is a 4, so he held. I rolled again. 4 + 2 is a 6. 5 -2 is a 3, so he's just flipped. He failed again. Then I had this guy that's on the other side of the river attack with a tanks marker to try and take Kishinev. And finally, because of the ridiculous amount of minuses, I take Kishinev. He's down to 6 national will. So I took it, and then I moved here. And I'm not sure which way I attacked. I think I attacked at the... Yeah, I attacked the Turk at +1 to 0. And I rolled a 1 again. He rolled a 5, so he stopped me. So I came around into Kishinev and attacked the Turk again. I rolled a 2. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did I stop that attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6, 7, 8. So I only had 1 attack. I rolled a 2. He rolled a 2. So then I took this armored unit and said 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack the German infantry at +3 to +2. I rolled a 7. Hey, that's better than what I've been rolling, but he rolled a 4 too, so he held. Went again, rolled a 7, he rolled a 7, rolled again, rolled a 5, he rolled a 3. So he finally retreated, but it's like it took me 3 attacks just to get 1 retreat. And that's been the story of this entire turn for the Russians. I get 1 or 2 really good die rolls, and everything else just can't hold up to them. It's... And I went around that airplane on purpose. Moved up an airplane to try and take Lvov. A 1 + 4 is not good enough. He rolls a 6. And I think I have 1 more attack and a +2, so it's +2 to +2. I rolled a 6. He rolled a 4. Forced him to retreat, and I went ahead and took it. Took this mobile unit. Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I could attack with tanks, so I'm +2 to +2. I rolled an 8. He rolled a 3, so he's flipped and retreated. And then I had the shock army move up 1, 2, 3 to try and take Brest. This was kind of important to me, but I'm only +1 to his 0. And I rolled a 2. +1 is a 3. He rolled a 2, so it didn't work. So now things are getting bad here, and I went ahead and moved the shock army up here, more to just keep my lines straight. This guy moves up here to keep him isolated, and then this guy moves in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can actually attack him. I end up being a net of +1 to his -2. I rolled a 3. He rolled a 4. -2 is a 2, so I didn't do anything to that Italian. And I think I have maybe a couple other moves here. Oh, I think I'm attacking with the armored unit out of Minsk. think I'm attacking the Italian, which didn't work. Then I attacked at I'm attacking the Italian, trying to break out and not succeeding. Oh no, the second attack was on the Romanian. There we go. Yeah, I was attacking the Romanian. That's what it was. Why am I +3? I'm not +3. I'm +2. 3 to 1 still would have done it. So then I move these guys up. And I think I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of production points. Had to move this guy up. And then that was it. I was done. I just ran out of production points. I did get around him in the north a little bit, and I'm threatening to close the pincers from the south, but just not quite enough. Not just a few too many 1s and 2s, 3s. I needed 3s, 4s, and 5s, and I just couldn't quite get them. And this was the no supply phase. He took off the guy that he had put in no supply so that he can build him next turn back towards Germany. And I think we are done here. What are we doing? None of my guys took anything off. Replacements for the Axis. Oh, he also took off the airplane that I ran around. So he flips up his infantry. There's 3. 4 in Brest. His armor, 5, 6. Infantry over here. I think it's this infantry. Yeah. 7, 8. And then he took down that airplane. Did he take down airplanes? Yeah, he took down the airplane in the west. Now he's down to 15. No, he's down to, yeah, he's down to 12. And then on his card, he's got just a ton of things to build. So I think he's pretty much done here. No, he took down this airplane too. So now he's down to 9. And then he replaced the Italians' fleet and convoy and airplane. And flipped over the Yugoslav because he had a point left. Flipped over the Vichy because he had a point left. And now we're into the Western replacement. So this is me just doing the Americans because they just happen. Then the British, 6, 10. And I did my fleets and stuff. And then this is the Russians. They can't bring down all their airplanes because they don't have enough points. Plus they also wanted to flip over this guy here. So this was one of my airplanes, 2 and 3. And then I did 2 in the north and the 2 that are further forward here. And this guy, he'll come along when he gets there. I'm expecting poor weather anyway, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get very much farther than what I got. Which is sad because by 1944 you really should be pushing into Poland proper, and I'm just barely getting over into Romania and not even close in the north. I mean, he still holds Latvia and he'll be able to retake Lithuania. So, things are not going so well. So now he's building armor, SS things here. And then we're into the Soviet mobilization. I built that one infantry there. Yep, and we're at end of turn phase, so now we just get our stuff back. Boy, I hate it when that does that. Changes focus. It doesn't get... So he gets a whole bunch of stuff into the box. He only lost one Italian, so he should be at 7. Right? Right. Or no, he's at 6. Okay, so he's in the right place. So I get my heavy artilleries and my partisans for the Russians, back my tanks for the West, and then I'm just kind of stuck here. Again, I had 3 possible +1s with free forces and ultras that I should have been using in France to ensure that I got those units when I needed to, so I would have had more movement points to go do things further. I just did not think. I just didn't pay attention to what I had available. The Germans, they get their jets, their 2 tanks, and submarines, and a ground support, And where is their... They get it in April, August. So it's not until December that he gets another factory. So, yeah, he's at 5, 6, 7. He'll be at 8 plus factories come December. And I haven't been able to really chip away at his thing again because he holds so many extra pluses against me in strategic warfare. And then I believe we roll the weather is going to be next. So he rolls a 1, 3, and a 5. And in March, a 1... No, it's November. I'm sorry. It's October. A 1 is fair weather in the east, in the cold zone. And then a 3 and a 5 is poor and poor. Why did we put that in? Oh no. We did that wrong. The warm zone should actually be poor, not severe. Because it's a 5. And on the October line, I think I was looking at the November line. At the October line, it should be poor. So there we go. Got that straight. And that's the end. So there you have it, September of 1944. The Russian offensive, it's kind of, sort of itty-bitty worked, but he can run... See, he can run these guys out here. This guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and attack. The armored can come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and attack. If he wants. I mean, he has ways of attacking. The Romanian, he's probably dead. This Italian can back out through the swamps and get on this side. The Yugoslav can get out. This Italian is probably dead. Down here, he's got people in the mountains now, and the ability to shift units forward. Like this guy can move up here, and because he has poor weather on the other side of this line over here, I mean, I'm not going very far on this side. So coming through the Carpathians is not going to happen, which means he's going to probably be able to hang on to Romania for a few more turns. It is fair weather up here. He has a chance to come out and pound me, but then I will have a chance to come back and pound him. So I don't know if he's going to try and kill Russians or if he's just going to get himself, to this, if he goes over here to like this side of the line with as many units as he can. Yeah, he might lose an army here or there, but so what? If most of his army is on the other side where it's poor weather, I can't get an offensive, quote unquote, going. Best I can do is, push a couple hexes. And that's what the Germans want. They want to be in that poor weather zone for the next 4 to 5 turns. See, they'll get 3 in the winter, possibly, most likely 2 in the spring, because 1 in 6 chance of fair in March and April.
a 1/3 chance of a fair in November. So if I don't get it in November, odds are that I will be facing 6 poor weather turns. And with the Russians, that usually means if I can get them up to the line, that means I can usually get like a hex row a turn. That's about it. And that means that at worst he'll be on the Vistula. I mean, that's if I'm really lucky. He'll be on the Vistula, Krakow, Solzhen, Tiza, Belgrade, Nis type line. Come like May of 1945, where I only have 3 turns, and he has so many will points because of all of his conquests and things. He's like at 83, and that's with all the German armies I killed. He's still at 83. He was at 99. I've killed 16 points worth of German armies, and it still hasn't made a difference. So, and of course the West is just totally stymied because the Germans decided that the West was more dangerous, so they have 2 German, 1 Italian. He has 1, here's a 3rd German here that he can get up to snuff maybe. And then he even has enough extra air to have 1 sitting in Strabinger to, screw up my strategic warfare. So, and then, his really good units are now on the board. His panzers are coming back. And you'll notice that the good units are facing the West because of those, their natural +5 with an airplane. And so he's got his +3s and his +5s and his +4s. He's got a fair amount over there to clog me up across the rivers and in the forest. If I'm really lucky, I might break to Calais and Paris before the summer. And normally in the West, you want to be on the Meuse and, Moselle kind of line, maybe the Rhine on the south. And I'm not getting there. So, and just a few turns too far behind, it seems like. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I did not have, it just seemed like I had an extraordinarily long run of low numbers there. I'm going to actually go through and do the math sometime and see how bad it is. Anyway, I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the like button so that the algorithms of YouTube will keep this up for other people to find when they come looking for unconditional surrender. And as always, stay safe and bye-bye.